What is up, guys? How y'all doing out there? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of Game Night with Retro. Well, I'm gonna try something here because I did another Tecmo challenge. Okay, so in order to not have the videos like too long, because so when I do these Tecmo challenges on the NES, I go over the stats of the offense and defense. And lately now have been going over the game by game, the scores, and then have the game after that, like basically do the season summary, then the game. So leave me your feedback in the comments right now. Would you prefer, which I'm going to do it this time, would you prefer I do the season summary like a pregame show, and then have the game later that night separate? Because, if I do that, then the game itself ain't going to be that long. It might still be 30 minutes, okay? But when I do the pregame with when I do the season summary plus the game too, it can get up to 45, 50 minutes, pushing an hour. So let me know if you guys, which what you would prefer, right? Which format would do you not mind? Do you like it where it's combined together? Or do you think, the season summary is cool by itself and then do the game on its own later at night, and then that way, because I think a lot of people, or maybe some people, show up for the game, but then they see me, babbling here, talking about the season summary, they get bored, lose interest, and because they're just expecting to watch the game right there. Leave me your thoughts. I need some feedback from you guys, alright? So for this time, at least, I'm going to do the season summary, pregame show, just probably upload it as a standard video where it's not streaming or there's no chat. There's just a regular published video, and you can watch it and fast forward and just leave a comment, right? So I'm going to do it for this time, and then later tonight we'll have the game. I think especially tonight it would make sense to do that because I'm planning on having a double header. Because we're on the Super Nintendo, right? Where it's the Cowboys week off, but we are having a game with the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, oddly enough, taking on the Chicago Bears. So how crazy is that, right? So we're gonna have Chicago Bears double header, both games. The two different systems. So I'm gonna say at least probably if it's gonna be a double header, I think it would make sense to do this because that'd be that'd be taking up a chunk of your evening, right? So yeah, leave me your thoughts, right? If it's, I'm gonna say this is just my thoughts, right? We'll, like I said, we'll get the feedback and see what y'all think about it. But if it's a double header, I would say definitely do a pregame separate than the games, But maybe if it's not a double header and that's the only video that night, then maybe it'd be cool to, have it together. Those are my thoughts. Leave me yours in the comments below. Alright, so let's get to this here. My Tecmo challenge on the NES, right? So we're in the NES room. My Tecmo challenge was to coach the Bears. So this one goes out to you, Jason, so I hope you're seeing this because we talked about it. But coach the Bears without the services of Neil Anderson because he's a great running back. You can see there, he's on good. But he got no stats because I didn't use him. Coach the Bears, no Neil Anderson or Johnny Bailey because he's fast too. He's a fast running back, So yeah, basically it was going with Brad Muster and Mark Green as the running backs. Okay, so how did we do? Well, you can see right there, we went 10-6 on the season. Okay, so let's just get started here with the quarterback, and yeah. Talk about atrocious, Mr. Jim Harbaugh. Maybe the worst stats I've had with a quarterback for an entire season, even coach mode. I'm going to go back and look and see what Mr. Mike Pega with cream cheese when I coached them through a season, right? If it's on the video, I'll have to go back and look. So here's 5 quarterbacks I coached. Steve Grogan, 18 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, 45%. Mike Pagel, 15 touchdowns, 29 interceptions,
42%. Still a little bit better than the Harbaugh, I'm going to say. Jack Trudeau, 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 51%. Jeff George, 20 touchdowns, 18 interceptions, 47%. And John Elway, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 52%. All better than Jim Harbaugh. Harbaugh's the word.
But yeah, look at this. This is his season numbers. And he only got hurt one game. Like, he got hurt, I think, in the second quarter. So he missed 3 quarters of one game. He came back the next game. So he completed 42% of his passes for 1,926 yards, 11 touchdowns. Yeah, just 11 touchdowns to 22 interceptions. So his interceptions are double of the touchdowns. So that's atrocious. That's garbage, you know. So I'm going to say tonight he's going to be on a short leash, because if he starts playing like garbage, I'll probably give him the first half and see how he does. If he plays garbage, then we'll be installing Mr. Mike Tomczak here, which he actually did come in for. Like I said, he played 3 quarters of a game. He was 55%, you know, completed 5 of 9 for 111 yards, no picks, no touchdowns or no picks either. So, I mean, in that small body of work there, he was better, right? He was better than Harbaugh, right? 55%. Now, that's just a small snippet there, but still. If Harbaugh struggles tonight, Tomczak is waiting in the wings there. So, yeah, Tomczak did come in and help us win a game. Okay, so Brad Muster, our fullback, pretty good season here. 39 carries for 272 yards, a 6.9 yard average, almost 7 yard average, and 9 rushing touchdowns. He also had 15 receptions for 206 yards and a touchdown. So Brad Muster, pretty good. Also, you know, was a good blocker for Mr. Mark Green. That's how Mr. Mark Green had I'm going to say, good borderline, good/great season. 151 carries, 1,174 yards, almost a 1,200 yard season. 7.7 yard average, 18 rushing touchdowns. He also snagged nine grabs for 171 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. So Mark Green, hey, I'm gonna say he's a Pro Bowl. I'm gonna give him a vote for the Pro Bowl, right? Mark Green, good season. Johnny Bailey, we did use him on the kickoff return, special teams, but as you can see, that really was average, you know. 13 yard average on the kickoff and 11 yard average on the punt. So he didn't, you know, he's a powerful weapon if you use him on offense, right? But on special team, he's just average. Ron Morris, our starting wide receiver, just 15 catches for 610 yards, a 40 yard average, and 4 receiving touchdowns. And Wendell Davis, our other receiver, a little bit better, 20 catches, 638 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Ron Morris had double the touchdowns, but Wendell Davis had more catches and yards. So there you go. Glenn Kozlowski, he did come in and play a little bit. 5 catches, 105 yards. You know, like I said, I'll put the guys in if they're feeling good. You know, Dennis Gentry came in, contributed a little bit. 4 catches, 93 yards. You know, 23 yard average. He had a moment or two in the sun. James Thornton, he saw action, but he didn't catch a ball. Didn't have any stats. I did put him in, but he didn't get nothing. And Cap Bozo was maybe a surprise to some people at the tight end spot. 12 catches, 214 yards, and a touchdown. All right, our kicker Kevin Butler did not have a good season. Hit all 38 extra points, but he was only 10 of 20 on field goals. So yeah, he missed half of his field goals. 10 out of 20. That's bad. And you can see right there, 38 extra points. That means we only scored 38 touchdowns. So that's gives you a clue right there of how our offense was. We'll go to the rankings later, Jason, because I know you like the rankings. Or punter Maury Buford. Yeah, he was busy. 15 punts, 810 yards, a 54-yard average. I bet he led the league. All right, let's go to the defense. Mr. Richard Dent, 7 sacks. This is the strength of the team. William Perry, the refrigerator, 19 sacks. He might be up there in the league leaders. He's got to be top 10. Trace Armstrong, also good, 14 sacks. Jim Morrissey, just 2 sacks. Dan Hampton, 3 sacks. Mike Singletary, 17 sacks. And Ron Rivera, 3 sacks. And to the backfield, Lemuel Stinson, 1 interception for 2 yards. He should have. Their backfield is loaded. I mean, they're fun to play on defense. They're a great defense. Donnell Wolford, 6 interceptions for 34 yards return. Mark Carrier, 6 interceptions just for 2 yards return. Yeah, he was tackled immediately, but hey, still 6 interceptions. And Sean Gale, 4 interceptions for 25 yards return. So yeah, so the defense and the running of Brad Musher and Mark Green, and the occasional bomb for a touchdown maybe from Harbaugh. Like I said, he would get, like I said, the receivers, right? Their stats were 30-yard average, 40-yard average. So yeah, the occasional bomb for a touchdown or a big play, we'd get down there and run it in. So yeah, that and our awesome defense was the reason for how we was able to go 10-6 with that guy putting up those garbage numbers, right? Maybe the worst ever. I'm going to go back and look right now. Okay. Now, let's go to the rankings. Jason, this is one thing you said I forgot last time. Team rankings. Offense. Buffalo Bills, number 1. Chicago Bears, no. They're not in the top 11. Chicago Bears, no. They're not in the top 22. Because they're dead last. Bears dead last in the league, total offense. Let's see. Let's go to passing offense. Where was they at? Okay, they was 27th ranked passing offense. Only the Raiders was worse because Schrader and those guys. Well, but when you got Bo, yeah, look at the rushing. When you got Bo and Marcus Allen, yeah, rushing offense, number 1 Raiders. When you got that rushing offense like that, then you're not going to have the high passing. And there we are. We was number 15 rushing offense. Number 15 rushing, number 27 passing, but total dead last. But in the defense, we had the number 1. There we go. Number 1 defense in the league. Number 1 against the pass. We did give up some runs. That was our weakness, I do pick pass a lot of times because when you're coaching, it's like you pick run, and then the quarterback's in the shotgun. It's like, a lot of times it can be a touchdown. So we try to give up the run because a lot of times it's like we can maybe withstand some runs and but bend but don't break type, right? Where it's like when it comes down, we'll hold them to a field goal, or we'll get them on a passing situation and we'll stop them. We'll get a turnover and make a punt. But yeah, number 1 total defense. Let's see who the worst team. Atlanta Falcons was the worst defense in the league. Wow, they gave up over 5,000 yards of offense. Almost 4,000 yards passing offense. They gave up almost 4,000 yards passing. Wow. All right, let's go to the NFL leaders. Well, where do you think Harbaugh is going to be out on here? Well, Joe Montana's number 1, Moon number 2. That makes sense. Cunningham 3, Marino 4, Aikman 5, Sims 6. Well, what am I doing? Kelly, Wade Wilson, Jim Everett, Ken O'Brien. There's O'Brien again, number 10. But where's Harbaugh? Even Rosenbach's number 12 for the Cardinals. Brister's at 13. Magic, Rippon, DeBerg, Schrader, Esiason, L.A., Wallace, Pete, Brandt, Kozar, Grogan's number 24. Yeah, there he is. Jim Harbaugh, worst rated quarterback in the league. So we have the worst rated offense and the worst rated quarterback, right? he's got to be the worst. I mean, I think I did better with Pego with cream cheese, even Steve Grogan, maybe even Jeff George. I'm going to have to do another challenge. Maybe, I don't like the Steelers, but I'm still curious of how I'd do a season with Bubby. What kind of season I'd have with Bubby Brister. See if he would be, who would be worse, Harbaugh or Brister, right? Okay, there's the passing. Let's go to the receivers. There's Jerry Rice back on the number 1 spot. Yeah, we ain't going to have anybody here. My guys didn't even, well, Wendell Davis had 20, but look at that. They still didn't even make the list at all. Maybe yards per reception, they probably going to be up there. Yeah, there's Davis at number 2. And well, wait a second. You must have to have so many catches to make the list, because remember, Ron Morris had a 40-yard average. So yeah, I guess you got to. Yeah, I did notice that before, where you do have to have so many stats to be eligible, right? Because I remember I did a season a long time ago. I don't think I documented it, where I wanted to do where I coached the. I don't know if I either coach or played, but I was with the Vikings, and my rule was that I could only pass on 3rd down. Now, when I did pass, I had good stats. I think I did play. But I didn't have enough stats to where I didn't even make the list at the end of the season, where I only passed on 3rd down. Or ran it every time, but if it was 3rd down, then I could pass. But yeah, you got to have so much to, you got to have enough stats to be on the list. All right, let's go to the rushing leaders here. Let's see, there's Mark Green at number 9. So, hey, we had a top 10 running back with Mark Green, so pretty good. Yeah, punting. There's our guy, Mr. Buford. 15 punts, a 54-yard average, edging out Mike Curran by 2 yards. All right, let's go to sacks. James Francis of the Bengals, number 1, but number 2 was there's William Refrigerator Perry. But, well, actually tied for number 2 with 2 other guys, Dennis Byrd and Jeff Cross of the Dolphins. There's Cross again. There's Ken Harvey of the Cardinals again. There's Singletary, number 17, had 17 sacks, so he's tied for number 6. So there's 2 guys, and the top 2 guys in the top 10. There's Trace Armstrong, tied at number 16. So yeah, like I said, the Chicago defense, yeah, they're great. Buford McGee, number 1 punt return average in the league. Now look, he only had 10 punt returns, but he made that list. So see, what's the deal, Tecmo? He only had 10 punt returns, but my receiver, Ron Morris, had like 14 or 15 catches, but didn't make the list because he had a 40-yard average. But, well, yeah, look, even Riggs of Washington there, only 9 returns, but he still is on that list. Yeah, who knows, huh? Blooper in the Tecmo programming, I guess. Punt returns, and J.J. Burden of the Chiefs with a 12.4 yard average. Yeah. How about the interceptors? Joey Browner of the Vikings. There's Ross of the Chiefs. There's Waymer of the Niners. Yeah, Waymer's usually up there. Jarvis Williams of the Dolphins. There's Holmes again for the Packers. Huh. Okay. So let's see. Where's our guy? We had, I think 6 was one of our guys had. Yeah, there's Carrier and Wolford tied for number 13 of 6 interceptions. Scoring leaders. There's Herschel Walker, Jerry Rice. There's Green, Mark Green tied with Jerry Rice for the number 2 on scoring with 21 touchdowns. So you're in pretty good company there, bud. Sterling Sharp, right? Anderson Okoye. So there's the leaders. Now let's go to the standings so you can see what everybody finished. Dolphins finished 11-5, won the division. Bills 10-6 are in the playoffs. AFC Central, only the Oilers, division winners at 12-4, are in the playoffs. AFC West, we got the Chiefs winning the division at 13-3, Raiders 10-6, and Seahawks 9-7 in the playoffs. So 3 teams from the West. All right, let's go to the NFC East. Well, how about that, Josh? Your Cowboys were killing it this year. 14-2 won the season, and that's the computer, right? 14-2 won a division, and the Redskins made it in the playoffs at 8-8, edging out the Giants, who were also 8-8, right? So come down to points. And the NFC Central, there you go. So yeah, we went 10-6, but we did not win the division. The Vikings did, with a 10-5-1 record. So they tied a game, and because they tied instead of a loss, a tie is better than a loss. They won the division because. But even then, we might not have won. We still may not have won even if they lost, because they're about 80 points plus on the points. 80 points more than their opponent, and we're only about 48 points. So they still would have won. So yeah, 10-6. We made the playoffs, and also the Packers were 10-6 and are in the playoffs. And that is actually our opponent tonight. Bears-Packers in the wild card. And there's the 49ers, 15-1. Man, yeah, that freaking juggernaut Niners on here, huh? 15-1, only team from that division. Rams, Saints both went 5-11. Falcons 2-13. Okay, so there's the season summary of the stats. Now, I do want to, because again, I'm going to see if you can see this. Yeah. Got my notes here, right? Bears coaching, and this is basically Harbaugh stats by the game and the scores, and just a little tidbit from each game. Let me get a drink here so I can. Okay. So that way you get a feel of, because like I said, you saw we was only 48 points more than our opponent scored. Okay, so our first game was the Vikings. Yeah, first game out the gate, right? Harbaugh, he went 5 of 14. Okay, 5 completions on 14 attempts. We did win the game 21-13. In the notes here, I have Davis. Wendell Davis had 4 catches, 112 yards. So yeah, that was big. Yeah, he had all but one of Harbaugh's completions. Davis, 4 catches, 112 yards. The defense only allowed 116 yards total offense. So yeah, there you see, couple big plays and couple big passing plays and running in the defense. All right, our second game was against the Bucks. Harbaugh threw 1 interception that game, no touchdowns. We did win 17-10. The defense only allowed 117 yards. Week 3 against the Giants, we won 28-21. See, we're just winning these by like 1 score here. Won 28-21. Mark Green had 13 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So there you go. Again, Harbaugh that game, he didn't have a touchdown or interception. So I guess, hey, at least he didn't have a pick, right? So week 4 against the Jets, Harbaugh had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions, but we still managed to win the game 14-10. Ron Morris, 3 catches, 112 yards. So yeah, there you go, right? Week 5 against the Bills, our first loss of the season. Harbaugh had 0 touchdowns and 1 interception, and we lost 18-14. So even like we're still in it, The defense, right? 18 points because Scott Norwood had 6 field goals. So we did not give up a touchdown, but Scott Norwood nailed 6 field goals. And the Bears, we only had 128 yards of total offense. So right there, through 5 games, okay, Harbaugh had, so through 5 games, we were 4-1. But Harbaugh's stats at that point was he had 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions, right? So there you go. All right, week 6 against the Redskins. Harbaugh, 0 touchdowns, another 2 interceptions, but we still managed to win 17-13. Mark Green, 11 carries, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, our quarterback was, Harbaugh had 20, his completion percentage was 22%, which equaled 2 completions. He completed 2 passes that game. But we still grinded. Talk about grinding out a win. If you want to look up grinding out a win, you'd take a team picture right here, right? Week 7 against the Packers. Probably Harbaugh's best game of the season. He actually threw 4 touchdown passes. Still threw 2 interceptions, though. But we did win 35-7. Our defense only allowed 72 yards of total offense, and they picked off Mikowski 4 times. So the defense played lights out, and Harbaugh maybe had an energy drink that game. All right, next game against the Saints. Harbaugh had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We won 24-19. Mark Green, 15 carries, 108 yards. The defense only gave up 35 passing yards. Okay, against the next game against the Lions, Harbaugh, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. We won 23-17. I have it down here. We was down 17-0 in the 3rd quarter. But then we got 3 touchdowns and a safety in the second half there. That's how we got to 23. Next rematch against the Vikings. We lost. That was our second loss of the season. We lost 24-20. That's the game. Harbaugh got hurt. Tom Dak did come in. He played okay, but we didn't get to win. I have it here. Vikings scored a touchdown drive late in the 4th quarter, basically. Like when they scored we was ahead. All right, we was ahead 20-17. But they did a touchdown drive late 4th quarter and scored with less than a minute left. So, after the kickoff, then you got a couple plays and then it's game over. So we lost 24-20 to the Vikings. Next game against the Colts, we rebounded. We won 21-6. Harbaugh came back. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Again, it was a grinder though. Because I even wrote it here, right? You'd think, 21-6, you beat the Colts pretty good. Well, it was 7-6. It was a 7-6 ball game in the 4th quarter. But we got back-to-back touchdowns, and I also wrote down here that Mark Green and Brad Mustard got hurt on back-to-back plays. So talk about a blow to your team, but we still managed to win. Good thing was just playing the Colts, right? Okay, and next game against the Miami Dolphins, we lost 28-14. Jim Harbaugh had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. Totally, we had 6 turnovers. And Miami ran the ball on us. I rated it. They had 19 runs. They ran the ball 19 times for 129 yards. So, so that you turn it over 6 times. You're coaching. You're going to lose. Duper had 2 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. And Harbaugh was just 44%. But Harbaugh and Marino were both 44% on the day. So Marino didn't have a big day, but again, all those other factors, right? So lost 28-14. Probably I think that's our worst loss of the season. Because our other 2 was just by 4 points. Both games were just 4 points. Okay, next game against the Lions. And I'm going to put the picture here because no kidding, we won 5-0. So I'll put the picture right here. So you can see it for yourself, because this is one I took a snapshot of the the stats after the game was over. It's like, are you serious? Maybe you would put that picture as in the dictionary as grinding out a win, right? the 5-0 was Butler hit a 65-yard field goal, and Richard Dent got a safety on Rodney Peete. So there you go. All right. I also wrote down the defense. We only gave up 43 total yards allowed. Now that's with Barry Sanders playing, right? So that's, I mean, pretty impressive. Okay, our next game against the Packers, we lost 21-14. Harbaugh had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Kemp had 3 catches, 120 yards. Don Mikowski, Magic Man, ran a touchdown for about 20 yards. And he threw a touchdown to, Mikowski threw a touchdown to Jeff Query on a post pattern. Because it was tied, right? It was 14 all. But Magic hit Query on a post for the winning touchdown late in the game. Alright, our next game against the Bucks. Lost to them. We lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on here, 21-13. Jim Harbaugh had 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Anderson for Tampa Bay had 10 carries, 132 yards. Testaverde had a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. So yeah, Vinny and Anderson getting it done, and those interceptors for Tampa Bay. They got a great defensive backfield. Intercepted Harbaugh 3 times. Our last game of the season against the 49ers. Hey, we put up a good fight, but we still lost to them 24-20. Harbaugh didn't actually throw an interception against the Niners, right? The only note I have here is Roger Craig had 6 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown. One of that touchdown was a 60-yarder, so it was like, yeah, it was a big one. So there's our summary for the games and the scores of the of how the season went down, right? So okay, now that's taken care of. Let's get the playoffs going here, and then we'll be going to our game tonight. So yeah, we'll only be doing the Bills and the Raiders, because then the next time it'll be our game. So let's see who wins between those Bills and the Raiders. Jamie Mueller hurt on the play. Buffalo Bills are victorious, 28-10. Yep, I can see that. Alright, so the next game is our game tonight. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just going to do this video for our season summary. And that way, because some people just want to tune in for the game, right? They just want the action, right? They don't really care about the season stats and how it went. And, I can be, I can admit, I can be long-winded sometimes, because, hey, when you're passionate about something, then you can be, right? Because you can, so I admit I can be long-winded. I can ramble on, and I apologize if I do that. I try not to. Let's try to give you the picture, right, of what went down, right? So you have all the information and all the facts, right? So like Sherlock Holmes says, "Give me the facts," right? That's why I liked him. One of the reasons I liked him so much is because facts matter, right? So okay, guys, that's where we're going to end this video. So I hope to see you tonight for the game between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears, coming at you from Soldier Field, right? So, and yeah, the winner moves on to face the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional at Texas Stadium, right? So they got the week off. So there's our path if we can get past the Packers. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your comments. Give me your feedback about the videos about the pregame and doing the game separately. And I really appreciate y'all that do tune in and for your viewership and comments and thumbs up, because it helps the channel out a lot. Because it tells YouTube and the rest of the world that you dig what we're doing here at Retro Reviews. All right. Until tonight. We'll see you then. Until then, have a good one. But if this is your first time to the channel, tap subscribe, then the bell ding ding, so you're notified when I upload new videos. So until next time, guys, keep it retro, and come Lord Jesus. And liftoff. We have liftoff. Challenger has cleared the tower.